I think it's an old police issue.
Yeah, for the Drogian. For the ancient Drogian, it is.
Yeah.
For humans, that's like a 38 chief special. Not the same thing.
It's a neat gun. Does he have like a badge on him or anything?
He does.
It's just the sash.
The sash has a metal badge on it. It has some sort of like old crystalline plastic identification, and that's the part that makes you think you might have known him. Like the name feels familiar from some of those memories you had.
Yeah.
You guys dig around in this garbage pile at all?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. You're going to find several human and Vargar corpses in that pile. They are from about the same time period as that insectoid. The Vargar's canines seem enlarged even for Vargar, and the humans' nails and claws, like their fingers, seem more claw-like than normal. Before they died and were mummified, it's difficult to put exact words on it, but they seem to have been changed. That was a big one.
What's going on here, Doc? Are they... This like genetic manipulation?
It's not normal. Like, I'll give you that.
I'm not going to make you do a medical scan on this one because you already did one for this room. It's not like outright genetic manipulation, but they do seem to have gone through some sort of like, we'll say forced evolutionary, like environmental change. Something happened.
Yeah, they were definitely changed, guys, but like, I can't really tell how or why or just yet, but we should definitely keep our eyes out.
Otto's looking at his fingers, like trying to imagine what they would look like if they had claws. His tongue keeps touching his teeth. Are they the same length? All right. This is onward.
This door looks different. This door is a security door, like the one that you saw at the vault in the museum. It has a locking mechanism. It is not part of the automated flood control system. And it is a heavier security door.
I can try the leader rod. I'll try to present that and see if it does anything.
You definitely want to do that. Zigzag would feel very strongly that this is a door that you should go through.
So, does the leader rod do anything?
You're going to need to do a roll for the leader rod.
Okay.
There's a couple different ways that you can do it. I'm going to call it an intellect check, like just a straight intellect check. Because you're not really psionic.
I got a 10 total.
The door opens. And it reveals... We need to move to the next map. Everybody walks through the door. But I don't want to. It doesn't matter. We're doing it anyway.
It's a cutscene.
Yep.
Compelled. Who laid all of these trip mines here? They perfectly destroy the enemy from the other time during the cutscene.
Okay, you guys walk into a hyper clean room. On either side of you, there are very large banks of to you, the first thing that comes to mind are like computer or server racks, but they're just full of those crystals that you were talking about earlier, and they're humming faintly. There's banks of them, and then at the end, there's another huge security door, similar to the one that you just went through. This entire room is pristine. It has been cleaned. It has been dusted. It is probably hermetically sealed until you open the door. And it has power, and everything in here appears to work.
Zigzag, tell us about these things. That's a server rack, or maybe a battery rack. Oh man, I'm bleeding on the floor.
Yeah, this place was really clean until we got here. These contain those crystals that they kind of work like, I guess the closest approximation would be a chip.
Ooh, that was a really big one.
Did that one come over the mic?
Yeah, I think it did. Also, it shook the house so much, that was a lot.
Yeah. Damn. There's like a series of microcontrollers and things going on in there, but a lot of it is like through this conduit, and the crystals, they have their own tasks, I guess, but they're a little modular. You can swap them out. Let's check them out. Is this some sort of like puzzle that we have to? Hold on, I want to check this out. What's going on here?
So, Zigzag would have a lot of memories from various different people. Enough so that he'd have the 10,000-foot view that you kind of just described. Control crystals are kind of how this specific Droyan society controlled their highly advanced technology. So starships, really advanced power systems, anything that was like TL-13 or higher kind of used this system, and anything lower would use stuff you're more familiar with. The problem is that no one whose memories you are simulated would be super familiar. I mean, they would kind of understand that you could take these crystals and you could, put them in place of other crystals to change the functionality of a computer system like these banks. But you wouldn't know. It's like, no, I know how coding works, but I can't code. That makes sense? Like that's your level of knowledge. Also, these are obviously doing something. Like they're on and running.
Does this feel like the place I need to be?
Yes, 100%. You want to go through that other door pretty badly.
I'm just gonna cross the room then. He's like, Zigzag, what are these? I'm like, it's some shit. Just keep walking.
In his head, he made a huge description of what it is. Knew it, but didn't say it. Right, Zigzag, we got your back. I got a big old gun, and I'm gonna make sure you're safe.
The Droyan armor and wings and march across the vast expanse.
All right. You approach this inner door, and without you needing to do anything, it slides open and reveals a circular room. Now, your character tokens are a little small for the scale of this room. I don't know how I fucked that up. I'm not gonna fix it though, but yeah, that's more like the scale. I don't know why these two rooms ended up being a different scale, other than I should have paid more attention to what I was doing. This is that was a power flash. Are we all still online?
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Yep.
So, this is a blank, empty, circular room. There is nothing in here except for one terminal sitting in the middle.
It's so beautiful.
I'm gonna walk over to the wall here, make sure that there's a wall around it.
Yep, there's a wall all the way. It's like a cylinder. You can see a ceiling.
And does the door shut behind us?
The door does not shut behind you now.
All right, Zigzag, what do you got for us?
Is there writing on the panel?
My power keeps flashing, so I just want to say, guys, if we do drop, we're going to call it at that point for the night. Yeah, I've got like shit rebooting in here because I'm losing power intermittently.
Good luck with the storm.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yep.
I gotcha.
Yep.
yep.
Yep, it's trying really hard to go out. If I wasn't
I
on
should
battery,
actually turn my computer off.
I was like, if I wasn't on a battery backup for my computer, I don't think it would still be on. I'm surprised the router's
Hope
still
you guys
going.
are safe.
Yeah. We'll see if we get through this one scene before things go completely off the rails. Okay, so you guys were asking about the room. The walls are white, like hexagonal tiles, all the way to the ceiling, which seems to be like you can't see where the light source is coming from, but the ceiling is a light source. It just glows white.
Let me touch the wall.
Okay. I was about to say you guys can't just do the silent thing while we're wondering whether or not the power's on.
Nope, touching the wall.
Okay. So the wall's cold tile to the touch. Nothing special about it.
Sweet. Hey, Zigzag, you got any memories of this place?
I really want to be here. Is there writing on this panel?
That terminal is completely active. Seems to be reacting to your movement specifically. Would it give a lot of detail? It probably would give some detail. It's probably going to have a set of coordinates on it, and then
We
it's
just lost Ghost.
Hold on, I'm still here. I'm listening. I'm
Oh.
just turning my computer off. It's prudent.
you are switching to phone.
Yes.
I'm going to trust my ups. We'll see what happens. So you would see coordinates, and you would see the equivalent of like transmit and receive. Although you would know that those words aren't exactly correct definitions.
Do the coordinates correlate to the same nav system we currently use?
They do not.
All right. I'm gonna write them down.
Okay. You pull out your mobile comm and snap some pictures.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's crazy outside.
Yeah, it is. If you guys get through this puzzle, I'm probably going to call it at that point. That's if you can get
Alright,
through the
so
puzzle.
Yeah.
Snap some
Any-
pictures.
So what?
Smarts.
So what, Ghost?
I said I'm gonna snap these pictures of the terminal, and then you said that there's transmit and receive.
Mm-hmm.
Is Zigzag, is there like a timestamp on those coordinates? Like, are they displaying real time, or are they like just a set of coordinates that are displayed? Like, or are they like, is it real time?
It does not. There's no way you would know that information. It's just a set of coordinates. I will say there is a circular slot that Zigzag would look at and be like, huh, I think my leader rod plugs in there.
Guys, I'm gonna try something here. Hopefully it'll work. I'm gonna put the leader rod in the terminal.
It snaps into place. You find that turning it allows you to select different options. So this is blatantly how you either transmit or receive.
Oh. So when I twist the rod, it changes the coordinate readout. Do you see this?
It changes the transmit or receive. The coordinates stay the same.
Oh, okay.
Okay. But it doesn't actually transmit or receive anything. Just basically selects the function.
You can hit the button if you want, but basically the leader rod is required as an authorization key. It enables the pressing of the button.
Zigzag, is there a big red button?
Yes.
Yeah, there's two. One's on transmit, one's on receive.
Are they both red?
Are they both red?
I'm trying to think how their color code system would work. I want to say neither of them would be actual red.
It's more like an opaque white, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. This is very technical. Which one's bigger?
They're the same size.
Ooh. Can you push them both at the same time?
No whammies. Stop.
I recommend not listening to any of my suggestions right now to Zigzag. I have an unhealthy compulsion to push buttons.
Otto, what do you think this is?
This is either thing that we could transmit our voices, receive voices.
Yeah, it might be a message.
Yeah, we can say, hey, we'd like to come visit. But you were compelled to come to this room?
I'm also really compelled to hit receive, I think.
Receive a message?
I think so. I'm going to hit the receive button.
That's a good idea.
You press the
Anybody
receive button,
receive?
and the equivalent of error pops up on the screen. It's an error with a number code on it. You don't know what the number code means.
Doesn't seem like it worked, guys. But these coordinates didn't change when I was, selecting. So,
is there a way for you to move the leader rod or to change the coordinates?
If you really wanted to change the coordinates, you could. But Zigzag's going to know that's a bad idea. Zigzag's going to know that's a really bad idea. He's not going to know why.
I don't know if I'll ever get him back. It's like a big scrollery. Let's hit the transmit button.
Yeah, select transmit.
Okay. You select transmit, and the whole room hums and glows. The door shuts, and a beam of light starts at the bottom of your feet and then zips all the way to the top of the room, and you are instantly teleported out of the room.
Oh, shit.
So that's what it meant.
And that's where we're going to call this episode.
Where the hell are we going to go?
We're in the ether.
Which is why I was like, dear God, don't let them get stubborn and try to change the coordinates.
You bet.
That's what I'm here for.
Transmit us into the sun. Are you sure? Yes!
Yeah. I've already
Never
established
gone
that
bad
are
for
you
me.
sure's don't stop, Rex.
Right.
I have an unhealthy compulsion to push big red buttons.
They weren't red. They weren't red.
And that's the only reason I didn't push it.
Also, I thought you guys were going to take some crystals out. And for every crystal you took, I was going to make it a little bit harder for it to do it. So I was going to have to do rolls to see, because these computers obviously control the teleporter.
Oh, yeah.
So, when you were like, oh, we should just take all of them, back in the sewer, you were like, those are valuable. We should just take them all. I'm like, ooh, I don't know if I want to establish that precedence right now.
Right.
I wasn't big on the computers, but it sure looked very technical, and I did not want to touch anything. I was afraid of it.
We could have been splinched.
We had to come out as a Zigzato.
So, yeah.
Well, thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's been a good session. I'm sorry to call it early, but I'm pretty sure we're going to lose power. So I'd rather call it now at a good cliffhanger and then pick it up in a couple weeks on the next part.
It's a good
It's
time.
absolutely whole story. Yeah.
All right, guys. Well,
Shut down
have a
that
good night.
computer.
be safe.
Yep. Later, guys.
Have a good
See
one.
ya.
Bye.
Night.
Bye.